They say actions speak louder than words. But after 60, a single word can change how the world sees you. And if you've ever felt dismissed, overlooked, or underestimated, it's not your fault. You were just using the wrong words. Now imagine this. You walk into a store, ask a question, and the clerk talks to you like you're 5. You try to share an idea at a family dinner, and someone cuts you off mid-sentence. It stings, doesn't it? Not because you're sensitive, but because you remember a time when people listened, when your voice mattered. And the truth is, it still should. But too often after 60, people start making assumptions that you're fragile, forgetful, or stuck in your ways. They stop seeing you and start seeing only your age. That's where this video comes in. Because there are 5 powerful words, simple everyday words, that can quietly shift how people treat you. Not by yelling louder, not by demanding respect, but by resetting the way they see you without them even realizing it. Let's talk about the first one. Word 1. Actually, this word might sound ordinary, even forgettable, but used the right way, it commands attention, gently. It says, I know what I'm talking about. Let me show you. Picture this. Your grandson is explaining how to use your new phone. He's going on, assuming you don't know a thing. You could sit quietly, nod, and let him finish. Or you could say, actually, I've been using this model for a few months. I just wanted to learn that shortcut. Instantly, the energy shifts. You're not the passive listener. You're the informed one. Actually breaks the assumption that you're clueless without being rude. It's a quiet assertion of knowledge. It works in so many situations. When someone interrupts, actually, I wasn't done yet. When someone underestimates you, actually, I've done this before. It doesn't shout. It simply corrects with calm confidence. And confidence is magnetic at any age. Word 2, because this one is sneaky and powerful. When people reach their 60s, they often get labeled without explanation. She's just set in her ways. He's always complaining. But when you add because to your thoughts, you give people a window into your world. Let me explain. Let's say you don't like eating late at night. Instead of just saying, I don't eat after 6, you say, I don't eat after 6 because I sleep better when I do. That small shift invites empathy. It tells people, there's a reason I do what I do. This word turns decisions into stories. And stories are how people connect. They stop seeing you as difficult and start seeing you as thoughtful, wise, and self-aware. Try it the next time someone asks why you do something differently. Because it doesn't just offend your choice, it dignifies it. Word 3, yet. Now, this one might be the most important of all, especially if you've ever caught yourself saying something like, I'm too old to learn that, or I can't keep up with technology. The word, yet, is tiny, but opens the door instead of slamming it shut. Watch the difference. I don't know how to use this phone. Full stop. Now try, I don't know how to use this phone yet. That one word adds possibility. Hope. It tells people I'm still growing. I'm not finished. And whether you're 60 or 90, people respond to that mindset. Yet keeps you relevant. It shows your kids, your grandkids, your community, you're still in the game. You're still willing to learn, adapt, and evolve. And in a world that often sees aging as decline, that's revolutionary. So far, we talked about actually, because, and yet, 3 words that quietly but powerfully shift how others perceive you. Words that don't demand respect, but earn it. Not by shouting louder, but by speaking wiser. But we're not done, because there are still 2 more words to explore. Words that can take conversation from surface level to soul level and completely transform the way people treat you. Now, if you've ever felt like people talk over you or worse, around you, as if you're not even in the room, this next word might just be the key to shifting that. Because it's not about being louder. It's about being heard. And to be heard, you have to invite people to see you not as someone from the past, but someone still very much present. Let's talk about the 4th word. Notice. This is a word that turns observation into connection. Because when you say notice, you're teaching people how to see again. Really see. Imagine this. You're sitting with your daughter and her kids. Everyone's busy, distracted, phones in hands, eyes on screens. Instead of sitting there quietly or scolding them for being rude, you say, did you notice how beautiful the light looks coming through that window? You've just done something powerful. You've pulled attention back to the moment. And more importantly to you, or maybe you're talking to a friend about your health journey, rather than saying, I'm eating better, you say. I've noticed I feel more energetic since I started walking every morning. It's a small tweak, but it signals awareness, insight, growth. Notice tells people you're still paying attention to life, and it encourages them to pay attention to you. It brings dignity to your voice and curiosity to the conversation. And when people are curious, they stay, they listen, they treat you with a kind of quiet reverence. Because in a noisy world, someone who notices is rare, and someone who makes others notice, that's unforgettable. Now, let's move to the fifth and final word, the one that, when used sincerely, can disarm even the coldest room. It's the word that shifts how people see you, not just as an elder, but as someone they want in their life. That word is appreciate. I don't mean saying thanks out of habit. I mean the real kind of appreciation, the kind that slows people down, that makes them think, that brings out their better side. You might say, I really appreciate you picking that up for me. I know your day's been full. Or, I appreciate how patient you've been with me while I figured this out. It sounds simple, but what it does is profound. See, appreciation isn't just politeness, it's validation. And the moment you offer it, especially from someone with your years, your depth, your perspective, it lands differently. It makes people want to be better. It reminds them that their efforts matter. And when you show appreciation, they often start showing it back. They slow down. They look you in the eye. They soften their voice. They start treating you not like an afterthought, but like someone whose opinion and presence matters deeply. Here's the part people don't say out loud. Most of us are so busy trying to feel appreciated, we forget how powerful it is to give it, especially as we get older. When your appreciation comes from a place of experience and perspective, it becomes a gift, a mirror, a moment that lingers. Because here's the truth. People don't remember what you wore, or even what you said. They remember how you made them feel. And appreciation is one of the fastest, most beautiful ways to make someone feel valued, and in return to be valued. So now we've uncovered 5 small but mighty words. Actually, because yet notice and appreciate. And while they may seem ordinary, they hold extraordinary power. Each one shifts the way others perceive you, without confrontation, without ego, without force. And when used with intention, they change how you walk through the world. They return something that many feel slipping away after 60. Dignity, presence, influence. Because the way people treat you isn't just about them. It's about how you speak to the world. It's a strange thing, isn't it? How a few letters, a single word, can quietly reshape a room. You don't need to raise your voice. You don't need to demand attention. You just need to speak in a way that makes people feel something. That's the secret. After 60, the world doesn't always slow down with you. People talk faster, walk faster, move on quicker. And you can start to feel like a background character in your own life. Like your thoughts have to wait their turn. Like your wisdom gets left behind because it doesn't fit neatly in a text message. But you're not invisible. You're not outdated. You're not done. And the moment you stop trying to prove yourself and start expressing yourself with confidence, curiosity, and calm, that's when everything changes. Let me tell you about Harold. Harold is 74, a quiet man, thoughtful, the kind who listens more than he speaks. For years, his grown kids treated him like he was fading. They'd say things like, "Don't worry about that, Dad," or "We'll take care of it, just rest." It came from love, sure, but also from assumption. Assumption that Harold needed protection more than participation. And for a while, he believed it too. Until one day, at a family dinner, his granddaughter was talking about her future, college, relationships, life. And Harold did something different. He leaned forward and said, "Actually, I had a moment like that once too. Want to hear it?" She paused. Everyone did. Then he added, "I've noticed you've been carrying a lot lately. I appreciate how open you are with us. It takes courage." That moment, simple as it was, shifted everything. His family looked at him, not just as a grandfather, but as a man still present, still sharp, still full of something valuable. Because what Harold did was use words that invited respect, not demanded it, not begged for it, just opened the door, and the people around him walked through. Now I want to ask you something gently. When's the last time you felt seen? Not just waved at or nodded to, but really seen, listened to, not for what you used to be, but for who you are right now? It's easy to believe that the world belongs to the younger generation, that the spotlight has moved on. But here's the truth that doesn't get said enough. Your presence changes a room. Your experience softens the sharp edges. Your patience is a model. Your kindness is a compass. But only if you let yourself show up fully. And showing up starts with the words you choose. Because words are power. And after 60, you've earned the right to speak with it. Not the kind of power that yells or insists, but the kind that steadies a conversation, that grounds a family, that lifts a room quietly, like sunlight creeping across a wooden floor in the morning. Warm, subtle, unmistakable. It's not too late to reshape how others treat you. It's not too late to lead a conversation with grace and stillness instead of noise. It's not too late to remind the people around you, I'm not just here, I'm still becoming. And the words you use every day, they're the brushstrokes that paint that picture. So the next time someone underestimates you, pause, take a breath, and speak with calm authority. Say actually, say because, say yet, say notice, say appreciate, and watch what happens next. It's easy to forget, but words aren't just tools for conversation. They're how we shape our identity, how we protect it, and sometimes how we reclaim it. You spend decades building a life, carrying people through storms, teaching lessons without always being thanked for them. But as we get older, something strange happens. People stop looking up to you and start looking past you. Not out of malice, just momentum. The world keeps moving, and if you're not careful, it feels like it's moving without you. But here's the truth. You don't fade unless you decide to. And the words you speak, especially now, are your way of saying, I'm still here, I still matter, and I'm still writing the story. Think about the 5 words we've explored. Actually, a gentle correction that places you back in authority. Because a bridge from assumption to understanding. Yet, a signal of growth, not surrender. Notice, an invitation for presence, yours and theirs. And appreciate, a subtle reminder that kindness still is gravity. When you use these words, you stop shrinking to fit the world's assumptions. You expand into them. You don't have to argue. You don't need to defend. You simply speak in a way that invites others to see your value again. Not because you demanded it, but because you embodied it. Now, maybe you're thinking, it's just words. But I'll tell you something I've learned from talking to thousands of people over 60. Most of the wounds we carry, they didn't come from broken bones. They came from broken connection, from being overlooked, talked down to, or dismissed like our chapter had ended before we were ready to close the book. That's why this matters, because dignity isn't about being important to everyone. It's about being respected by those who matter most. And that respect starts with how you carry your words. So try it. Next time someone brushes past you in conversation, slip in a quiet, actually. When someone questions your decision, respond with because. When something feels hard, remind yourself, I just haven't figured it out yet. When a moment moves you, pause and say, did you notice that? And when someone shows up for you or simply sits beside you, look them in the eye and say, I appreciate you. Start small. Say them out loud. Let them feel real in your mouth. And you'll notice something curious happening. People lean in. They listen a little more closely. They treat you with the kind of respect that's often reserved for those who remind us age is not about fading. It's about sharpening. You don't have to become someone new. You just have to stop dimming who you are. Let your words shine a little brighter. Let them remind the world and yourself that growing older isn't the end of your voice. It's the moment it carries the most weight. If any part of this message touched you, I hope you'll leave a comment and share what spoke to you most. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing to the channel. This is a space for people like you, wise, evolving, still full of voice and value. And before we go, let me say this. I see you, I respect you, and I appreciate the quiet strength it takes to keep showing up in a world that doesn't always notice. But you noticed, you stayed, and that in itself says a lot. Here's to living your best life, with words that matter, with a voice that's steady, and with a presence that still turns heads. Not because it shouts, but because it doesn't have to. Until next time, keep showing up one powerful word at a time.